upside-down ghost. The story takes place during the Sengoku Jedi, a time of civil war and chaos. Yasuboro was a powerful samurai of the Oda clan and served directly under Lord Oda Nobunaga himself, the great unifier, the Demon King. It was Yasuburo's nightly routine after duty to walk 3 miles in the dark to seek the comfort of his young lover on the other side of the river. One jet-black rainy night, Yasuboro began his journey and walked along the riverbank to the dock. Every night, he used the same boatman to cross the river. But on this particular occasion, there was no one to greet him. Only a solitary boat tethered to the dock. How odd, Yasuboro thought to himself. As he looked around for the boatman, it became clear that he was alone, and he finally decided to cross the river by himself. As he headed for the boat, he caught a glimpse of light in the distance. Shielding his eyes from the pelting rain, he realized it was a flame. Like a strange burning fire floating upstream along the shore. To his surprise, it suddenly started heading in his direction. Yasuboro knew it was something supernatural as it continued to burn brightly, even in the unrelenting rain. He was not scared of such things, which he considered part of the natural order of the world. But as it floated closer to him, he was startled and unsure what the entity wanted. It looked like the silhouette of a woman standing upside down, one arm outstretched, hovering just above the water, the waves grazing her fingertips. As she exhaled each breath, she blew fire out of her mouth. The flames forming amorphous shapes before dissipating. Her long, stringy hair slithered around her body like 1,000 snakes, consuming her torso and limbs. Who are you? Are you human? Yasuboro shouted, ready to draw his sword. The woman tilted her head and gazed at him with glassy eyes, her pupils milky and dilated. She spoke mournfully, each raspy word that escaped her throat a painful exertion.
私は対岸の村の少女の女房でございましたが、夫と赤い目かけに絞め殺されたのでございます。しかもたたりを恐れ逆さまに埋められました。ですからこの川をどうしても渡ることができません。あなた様はお強いお侍様とお見受けいたしました。ご承でございます。私を向こうへ渡らせてください。
Yasuboro contemplated her request and thought it good karma to help. Yes, he said as he guided her onto the boat and began to row to the other side of the shore. It was unheard of that a high-ranking samurai would ever lower himself to row a woman across the river. But he thought it best not to cross an angry spirit. Together, Yasuboro and the woman traversed the rushing, inky black river in the stormy night. He had to keep himself from staring at her, lest he capsize the boat and end up a drowned, restless spirit along with her. When they arrived at the dock, Yasuboro watched in disbelief as the woman jumped out of the boat and bounced upside down toward Shoya's house. It was an absurd sight, but as she disappeared into the distance, he felt unsettled. Curiosity got the best of him, and he decided to follow. As he arrived at the house, a terrified scream pierced the din of the storm. The upside-down woman burst out of the house, clutching a young woman's decapitated head. Torn flesh and remnants of a spinal cord dangling from her neck as blood dripped into the rain puddles on the ground. Her pale, gauntly, upside-down visage grinned at him, twisted and inhuman.
かたじけのうございました。おかげさまで憎いめかけの首をもぎ取ることができました。
Suddenly, she turned into a wisp of smoke and disappeared into the night with the woman's head. Unable to believe what he just witnessed, Yasuburo ran to his lover's house. The next morning, he returned to the same dock, but felt perplexed. Was that all a dream? He said to himself, unsure if it was real. Unable to shake the ominous feeling, he turned to a fisherman and asked,
Did something strange here happen last night?
Incredulous, the fisherman looked at him and said,
How did you know? It seems that Shoya-san's woman was taken away by someone or something with her head pulled out by the roots.
Yasuburo was dumbfounded as he muttered,
Then it wasn't a dream. It really happened.
He returned to the castle and reported the matter to Lord Oda Nobunaga, who ordered his men to find the body of the woman. She was buried at the upstream location where Yasuburo first saw the ghostly fire. When they finally dug her up, she was indeed buried upside down. Shoya's crime was exposed, and he was later executed by the Lord.